what's up guys? Bruno here from Bruno's Classic Car Garage. I figure it's time for another boring video. So you guys can unsubscribe. Whatever little subscribers I got, unsubscribe. Alright then, I only need about 860 more subscribers to get to 1,000. Anyways, just doing a follow-up here. I finally got the motor in. Thanks, Norm, give me a hand there. Got this thing put in and buttoned up here. What do we got here? Everything is kind of done as far as the assembly. I'm waiting for some wires now. I got to go pick those up. I got to make those. Do a little bit of plating on these here. You can see it's still got a little bit of rust pitting, but not much I can do about that. And it looks like I'm short a couple of these, so I'll have to get some from a different one. As you can see here, that's kind of what they look like. And then the inside ones are like that. It looks like I'm short a few. And then I had to modify the bracket there for the cable. I had to cut it and lengthen it, weld it and clean it up, and then I plated it. That's zinc plated there, so that's all done. Now I got to build a bracket here for the spring, because the other intake was slightly different here. It used to have another some kind of ascending unit here, and then the spring would attach to that, but we don't have that no more, so I'll have to make one that kind of ties into these two bolts here, so the spring can kind of maybe hook somewhere in this area here. You know, all these little kind of things like that. I got to tie in the fuel lines yet, and then I'm waiting for a power steering pump. The fuel lines are all run on the car, but I got to do the rubber ends here to tie them in on the tank also. And yeah, I need a pump. And then missing a bolt, didn't have enough bolts here. Always a hardware problem. Seems like a guy's always buying hardware, you never have what you need. You know. So what else do I got? I got a couple of vacuum lines. Oh, I got to change this fitting here on to like a 45, because the original one kind of went onto the side of the thermostat housing here, because this used to be a sending unit. And then the hose used to go into the side here, come out on an angle. So I'm going to have to get like one that's on a 45 to kind of point up this way a bit to kind of get the hose up to the firewall there properly without putting a kink in it right here. I don't know, Edelbrock don't think of these things. Just makes no sense to me. But anyways, yeah, everything is kind of pretty much buttoned up. Manifolds are on. You know, dipstick tube, all that stuff. I'm just waiting for a grommet back here for the, you know, the PCV actually is in the back of the manifold here. That's what this big hole was back here. Can't see it here. But anyways, so I'm waiting for the grommet for that. Should be here Monday. Get that buttoned up. And then I got to wire in the choke. You know, just a bunch of little things like that. I got to go pick up some cable for the starter, for the positive for the battery cable, and I think that'll, you know, after that pretty much done. Just some little stupid little things like that. Get the belts on, and then I'm going to get the rad support on here temporarily to mount the rad, because we're going to fire this thing up in the car. So I still got the drive shaft I got to finish. Got to take the U-joints out of the drive shaft and then get that done, get that installed. The tank's already in the car, put the tank in already, so that's done. So not far from firing this thing. The dash is done. Everything's wired in the dash. Might be a couple little tiny things to do, like even the stereo's done, all that stuff. I got the speakers in over here. So this thing should technically be able to, you know, put some power to it and get some power to the motor here. But Still got a few little things to do yet. It's one of those things when you start it in the car, everything has to be, because once you're trying to break the cam in on a flat tap, you don't want to shut it off, so you got to make sure everything is buttoned up 100%. So that's kind of where we're at here. Just thought I'd kind of do a little quick clip of that. And then this engine here, I don't know if anybody knows what they're for, but there's a couple of sending units on the back of the head. I guess I could look it up, but maybe somebody knows. There's one here, sending unit here, and there's one on the other side too, but for some reason I don't see the wire on the other side. There used to be one over there, but for some reason there's no plug for it like this one, so I'm not sure what the deal is with that. I guess I'll have to look into that further. And then I still got, oh yeah, I got tranny lines I got to run yet. That's why I got to get the rad in here too and get that done. So probably another week or something like that away from getting this thing running, you know, because we're waiting for stuff to show up. So I can't, you know, otherwise I could, a couple days I could probably have this thing up and going kind of thing. Yeah, it's just the way it is. It's always a waiting game. And then, well, probably going to end up priming this thing here pretty quick, actually, and make sure we got some oil pressure and all that kind of stuff. So, doesn't that look good? Oh yeah, look at that, eh? What a beauty. And this stuff is Cerakote, if anybody's wondering. It is really good stuff. It doesn't burn off or anything. Actually keeps the external temperatures down and the internal temperature. If you're doing headers, you spray the inside, it'll keep the temperatures down too. So it's quite good. You can get different colors and stuff like that too. So there we have it. And then the air cleaner, everything looks good there, but the top here I'm gonna redo because it was so badly pitted from rust. So there's a couple little things I'm going to touch up here, but that's just the way it is. I'm going to sand this down, and then just the cover. The rest of it is okay. Just the cover needs to be, you know, because once a guy puts his 455 decals on here and stuff, you don't want that all that pitted. I mean, if there's a couple, it's not a big deal, but it's all the way around the lip pretty much. So we'll get that cleaned up and make it look good. But man, there's nothing more satisfying than when you got an engine just put in the car. It's so awesome. So there you have it, guys. I'm gonna keep plugging away here, I guess. Just thought I would show you that. Okay, talk to you later.